Hello and welcome to the Viewscreen. Today is October 12th, and I'm your host, Amy Nelson.
And I'm your host, Kelvin Wood. The Viewscreen is your weekly Star Trek magazine show with news, features, friends, and we're giving a lot of love to our chosen Star Trek family all around the world.
Yes, indeed. Well, Kelvin, how has your week been? It was so wonderful to have our premiere week last week.
Yeah, it was brilliant. We had really good engagement last week. Here's so many guests joining us live. It was a really big, warm welcome back to the view screen. So we're well and truly into the swing of it now. Speaking of last week, I would like to issue a retraction that was commented by James after the show. When we had Matt talking, and he was talking about Matt Harker and the infamous hotel photograph. They called it a Matt sandwich, and I said that you were getting a Rhea filling in the sandwich. James pointed out that to people who don't know Rhea Papagiorgio, that sounds very strange, and it sounded a little bit sexual. So just to clear up, I was talking about Rhea Papagiorgio when I said a Rhea filling. So smut out of the way, and 30 seconds in, I've had a busy week this week, Amy. I popped up on another podcast this week as well. I went on Trek Cultures podcast with Sean Ferrick and Ellie, doing some cross promoting the view screen and all good things. So that was really good fun to guest with them. I've never podcasted with Ellie before, and yeah, last time I saw Sean was in Vegas. So that was nice.
So what was the topic? What were you talking about?
So they wanted to talk about the news. We talked a little bit about Star Trek Con, and then some of the features. They have, you have to give a hot take on Star Trek, and you have to basically eject something from Cargo Bay 101, which was a little controversial because I said Worf, which listeners of All Good Things will know. I'm not Worf's biggest fan. I find him a bit toxic. And yeah, what was my hot take? I can't even remember what that was. Oh, yes, I did the continuity of the Spock's Ponfar and said that's why he's a little bit randy in Strange
That's right.
Season 2 and 3. He's actually on his Ponfar because it's 7 years before Amok time. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you posted that on your socials, right? That's when I saw. I was like, oh my gosh, that is a really good take. And it does help my headcanon because that was a big thing with Strange New Worlds. I'm like, hello. I love that.
How's your week been?
It has been very busy as well. October is just such a lovely time of year in Las Vegas. We had our WNBA champions, the Aces, win. So woohoo, congratulate to them. It was Pride in Las Vegas this weekend. So happy Pride to Las Vegas. It was a fabulous college football day yesterday. Great game. So I'm just doing well.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I'd like to say a special hello to Joe and Ewan as well, who are hopefully listening to us in the car as they drive back up to Ayrshire in Scotland after visiting since Friday here with me and James. It's one of the reasons I look a little bit worse for wear today, because they like a drink, good old Joe and Ewan, and so do I. So we had a bit of an indulgence yesterday.
Oh, see, you're missing the Amy filling.
Yeah, you would have been most welcome. In fact, we were saying it was because it was New York Comic Con. That was the weekend you were here the other year, do we remember? And we got the news about Picard season 3, and there was the infamous picture of us in the restaurants with the reaction shot. So yeah, we were commenting on that.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how long ago that was.
Yeah. Time for another visit, Amy.
It is. I definitely need to get over it. It's just so wonderful. When you have, your Trek family close enough to visit for a weekend, that's wonderful. Well, we have some viewers. Hello to everyone. Very nice to see you. Hello. What are we talking about today?
Well, coming up on today's show, we have Kristin joining us all the way from Thanksgiving in Canada. So we really appreciate your time. Looking forward to your news, Kristin.
And this is our BQN Showcase Week. And so we've got hosts of our shows and Infinite Diversity. Thad is with us. Hello, Thad.
Hey, Thad. And finally, completing the set and a big All Good Things reunion, but here today to celebrate What's the Tea, Bev? Christos is back with us. So lovely to have you. We will see you in a moment. So big show today, Amy.
Yes.
Let's get down to it and let's see what's going on in the newsroom. Good morning, Kristin. How are you?
Good morning. I am good, thank you. Lovely seeing everybody here on another fantastic Sunday together. So,
yes, and happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Yes, so for those of you who don't know, Canadians have their Thanksgiving in October, just as a way to, apparently it was supposed to be in November, long time ago, but then they decided after Remembrance Day was set, they were going to move it to allow the veterans to get their full month of respect with November. So we scooched on up to October. Yes.
I like that story. That's nice.
Yeah.
What does a Canadian Thanksgiving look like?
It's very similar. It's about, it's very much influenced by the idea of the First Nations people and their final harvest and the celebration and the thanks for Mother Earth and Turtle Island for all the bounty they received. So they would have one big final feast before you kind of start packing it in for the winter and hunkering down. So is Canadian? No, that would be fun though, because then it would very much be Nightmare Before Christmas. I would be very on board with that, actually. I like that idea. Funny though, just a real quick aside. This has nothing to do with Star Trek, but Halloween is actually based on the pagan celebration of Samhain, which originally comes from Ireland. And Samhain actually is interpreted into the final harvest. So it actually all lines up. So Halloween was the original purpose of Halloween was never to dress up and go get candy. It was about just giving honor to what we were able to get throughout the seasons, and again realizing that life is made up of starts and stops, life and death, and this is it's actually seen as the pagan New Year, where you go between summer to winter. So yeah.
Dropping wisdom. This is why you're our news.
This brain is so full of random, pointless, useless facts and Star Trek quotes. That's it.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
Exactly. And then I managed to walk, talk, and take in sustenance. And other than that, I'm just vibes.
Well, before you get back to your mammoth chopping session to prepare the big dinner,
yes.
What's going on in the world of Star Trek this week?
Oh, well, we had lots. I mean, there was of course, the New York Comic-Con. Not as much groundbreaking news for Trek that came from that, but let's jump into some usual things here. So, of course, our happy birthday. It's happy second birthday to a few badgies more. And this episode is so funny. And I love that we're able to have birthdays that are so young for Trek. And that just means that we still have more and more content coming out. And it makes my heart happy. So happy second birthday to a few badgies more. Of course, from Lower Decks, which I will always say was canceled several seasons too early.
Yes, agreed. So this is a very funny episode, I have to agree. And thanks to Christos, he gave me a little badgie plushie toy. And so I now have it in my counseling office because one is the happy badgie and one is the angry badgie. And so I'm like, which one are you today?
Yeah. So you actually use it?
Yes.
Brilliant.
I need
Star Trek everywhere.
I need that for my desk at work. So when people walk up, it's either happy or they know maybe I'll come back. Maybe now's not the time. We are all badgy.
Just feeling homicidal today.
Oh, that's so funny. And then my little meme of the week is, of course, a little shout out to Canadian Thanksgiving. I actually found this on Reddit, A Buddy Hoser, and to see my two favorite things, my two favorite types of subreddits are the ridiculous Canadian ones and the hilarious Star Trek ones coming together. I was so happy. I was so happy. So anyway.
Nice.
For all the Canadians there, happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful for you. Okay, jumping into the news. So a couple updates on Academy, Starfleet Academy, which of course, the couple updates that from Star Trek Comic-Con were really about Academy, but apparently Mary Weissman is only going to be in one episode. It has only been confirmed that she is in one. And there's no explanation. People have been asking about this, like a lot of independent podcasters and site managers or whatever have been trying to get some answers as to why she was, had all these promo pics and she had to answer questions about the upcoming series and they really brought her into a lot of what the rest of the cast was doing for one episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Kit agrees. Like, no, I was so excited to see her throughout the show. I agree with you, Kit.
I'm kind of bummed. When I read that, I was like, she was the main person from Discovery. I was so excited to see carry on. So, womp womp. Not a great update, I guess, but nonetheless, we can expect if they kill her.
Well, there is a little bit of continuity, isn't there? Because at the end of Discovery, in the Burnham's future, they said she was the longest ever teacher at the Academy. So she must just get a lot of personal time off in this coming year.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe she's going on sabbatical for the year. We just happened to start on her sabbatical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a shame.
I hope they don't try to do any really bad CGI aging.
Yeah.
Like if they want to age her, just do some like do that aging makeup. It definitely does better than the horrible CGI stuff we see sometimes. So, Mary, if you're watching this, we love you. We think you're such a light in the Star Trek universe, and we're very bummed that thus far you're not going to be as prominent as we hoped you were going to be.
All right, Retro Doc in the chat says maybe she takes some cadets on a field trip in the first episode and they get lost for a season.
Oh, maybe they encounter the caretaker.
Oh, there you go.
We could go on.
Yes.
You can get back from the Delta Quadrant in 5 minutes, I'm sure, at that point in history, especially if you've got the spore drive.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right. And then the next update on Academy. So, of course, I made this show earlier this week. So it was before the announcements were made. So first of all, Gina Yashir, what a queen. Her character on Starfleet Academy is a Klingon Jem'Hadar.
Crazy.
And she looks fierce. So let's go. But I guess this was the Instagram post that she put up, and it says on there, see you early in 2026. But the original one that people were saying had it that it was January 2026. And it has now been confirmed that yes, indeed. It will be 2 episodes released on January 15th with 2 episodes dropping, and then 1 episode weekly thereafter up until March 12th. So that is when we can expect Starfleet Academy to hit our screens.
Brilliant. Did you see the new trailer?
No, wait. I haven't. Okay, I'm having problems finding one that I can access in Canada. I finally found one for Strange New Worlds, but I haven't been able to get one from Academy that's playable in Canada, so I'm looking. But the biggest update that I found that I am just plotzing about is Stephen Colbert is joining the Star Trek family.
So how's this going to work?
He's the voice.
Yes, he is the digital dean of students. So he is going to be sort of like the computer. And
Wow.
I am just dying for hopefully a Stephen Colbert and like Robert Picardo like snip off, because I can just see the two of them just being absolutely hilarious together in those roles. So yeah, if you missed it, he did a little recording to be aired at Star Trek Comic-Con announcing this. And he was like, live long, and what did he say? He didn't say live long and prosper. He was like, live long and just do what you have to do, or do your thing.
Do your thing or something.
It was cute. So I always love seeing some of my favorite celebrities and stars join us in this little fandom here. So the newest one is just so great, especially considering everything that's happened to Stephen in the last little while. He really deserves to be part of a community that's going to love him and support him. So Stephen, that's us. We love you.
Yeah, I was able to see his little announcement on his Instagram, which the official Star Trek Instagram, posted. So I saw that there. And that's also where I saw the trailer. So I don't know if it would work, but I thought with it being on Instagram that anyone could see it. Yeah. So Kelvin, what did you think of the trailer? Real quick.
I liked it. I think it gave a little bit more background on the character backgrounds, particularly of the main character guy, Caleb, is it? Is that his character's name?
Yeah.
So that was good. I really liked some of the new uniforms that they showed as well. So there was this character here and Tig Notaro's character were almost wearing like gym clothes, and I'm sure Tig had a whistle around her neck as well. So I think that's quite cute. She might be blowing the whistle at the students. But I found it was really strange and so un-Star Trek-y. It showed the cadets in the casual attire, and to see a Klingon wearing a hoodie was just like mind blown. You don't see a Klingon wearing a hoodie very often, but here now we do. So that was good, and it was nice to hear the characters speak as well, as opposed to the previous trailer where it was just the quite fierce shots of them, quite moody ones. So yeah, I liked the trailer. I think it was enough to give us a little bit more, but obviously the news of it being January is literally around the corner.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's look at from now until end of December, we have celebrations, we have get-togethers, we have family stuff to do, we have so much to look forward to. January hits and you're like, now we're just in the stretch until spring. So having something to look forward to especially for those of us who experience like dark and stormy winters, some people need a little something to look forward to. So yeah,
agreed.
Yeah,
a little light in the dark.
Yeah, and then there was of course the trailer for A Strange New World season 4 released.
Yeah,
and
I have some more thoughts on that. Well, yeah, I have questions. What were your reactions to that trailer?
So anybody who has any sort of, like aversion to light and movement and maybe some seizure activity, warning before you watch this trailer. There was no need to have it spin that much.
Yeah, I watched that with a hangover this morning, so
dear,
feel
the
for
vertigo. I don't know if there was enough actual content to really allow me to see. All it was a little clip of one of the episodes, and I was like, okay. I mean, it looks amazing. That when the thing like reached out and pulled the Enterprise back in, I was like, that's spooky. I like it. Everybody looks great.
Yeah.
Especially Rebecca Romijn. Like, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're just the most stunning creature on this planet. I loved seeing 3 strong women manning the away team. I thought that was dope. But I don't think there was actually enough about the overall theme of season 4 to even give it any sort of review or input. It was like, this is a cute episode.
Yeah.
Right.
It was eye candy, just toot toot, but
Yeah.
We don't know anything about the story, but that's okay.
I just thought it was interesting that it's not really, there's no reveals, there's no hype. It is just, as you said, it was just window dressing, nice footage, nice visuals. I guess the only kind of question we've got is, who's that new character There was the Vulcan officer stood beside
Right.
Uhura. So is that a
mathematical data is
a new character for season 4, like Star Trek likes to do?
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows?
You know what? I'm always up for a new Vulcan character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always enjoy having them come in with their personalities just lend to situations to be humorous because of how straight-laced they are. So anyway, no, it's coming. So that's all I really have to say is it's more Star Trek. So I'm not going to complain, but I have no idea what we can expect from the season yet. So, but let's stay tuned because the season 3 just ended. So, it's probably not going to be out for a hot minute.
Yeah. We have a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then next we have of course, more things to spend our money on. But I am so about who they picked for these new figures and new characters being released. So, we have Kirk from Generations. My question is, does he come with a bridge? You know how like all the old school ones, they always came with like their favorite little accessories. Like, so does he come with a bridge?
Do you know what? I'm sure I may have imagined this. I think he comes with a horse.
Oh, I'm okay with that. That's cool. So his legs, I hope, like, will straddle. They like go akimbo so you can put him on his horse? Nog, I wish Jesse was alive to see that he's being, released as a great character. May he rest in peace. The T'Pol is super cool. Kelvin, when I saw this, I immediately thought of you.
Yeah. They're just so beautiful, these figures. I wasn't planning on getting them because of the size, because they don't match the Playmates 4.5 inches. But they're just so incredible. I think I'm going to get them. Yeah. Peter's saying that Kirk comes with a horse, a hatchet, and dillweed. Brilliant. That's deep.
Hey.
That is.
You can never have enough dill in your life. Yeah, I think for me, having Valeris is phenomenal because I'm also a big Sex and the City fan, so I just love Kim Cattrall altogether. So having this is just a really cool thing. And then having both Geordi and Worf from Generations specifically, love that. And then Janeway from the Year of Hell, where she's like badass.
But Kim Cattrall was in Mannequin. And now we've got a mannequin of Kim Cattrall in an action figure. So there you go, full circle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Life is just, it's kind of an Inception, maybe Inception. So I don't know. Anyway, so yes, they are available for pre-order now. So whip out your money and go spend it on some figures.
I think if you listen carefully, you can hear Christos opening his wallet right now.
Yeah. Or there he is. 4 of them. I need to know what 4. And then I can also hear Christian Carter. Just take my money. Just take my money. Just take my money. So, and then we have another thing to spend our money on, and that is a comic book from Lower Decks that is sort of spoofing Star Trek 4.
That's a cool cover.
I was looking through the stuff and making the slide and everything. Justin looked at it. He's like, I would read that. He's like, I'm not that big of a Star Trek fan, but I would read that. So I don't want to give anything away with the synopsis too much, but there are whales involved and hilarity ensues because it's Lower Decks. Apparently, some of the early reviews that have come out, I've just said it's like they couldn't stop laughing. It was so enjoyable to read. So if you are a comic or graphic novel fan, check out Lower Decks issue 12. And just enjoy that. Somebody said in one of the comments on the website, they're like, it's almost as though the show was never canceled.
Oh,
so it's a nice continuation from the show. And the final thing to spend money on, this might take some saving. So for those of you who don't know, John Fluvog is a very popular Canadian shoe designer. He released a series of boots back when I think it was Discovery was released. And I've seen people with them on the cruise. They are stunning. And so he's released 2 new ones in honor of Starfleet Academy. So they are the mid-shin, and then there's a knee-length boot available. They're retailing for $649 to $749 Canadian dollars. Kelvin, for you, divide that by 2. And that's about how many pounds it will be.
It's still a little bit pricey, but they look really comfortable compared to the Strange New Worlds ones. A lot of people say they're quite uncomfortable to wear. These look great.
They're very angular. The Discovery ones. These ones look like they're much more for being a busy student, right? They're a nice lug sole, round-toed.
Yeah.
Just absolutely beautiful. I probably will not purchase these. I will keep my eye out to see if anyone sells them used, but I $750 plus tax on shoes. No, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay. But for those of you who want to, if you get them, let me know, because I would be very interested in knowing how they look in real life. They are, I love the design. I think they're just absolutely stunning, but a little bit hot for my
very expensive for
my wallet.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget though, this is because it's coming out now. If we were actually at Starfleet Academy, it'd be issued with our uniform.
Yeah.
Lucky. Ugh.
Christmas is going to be expensive this year. Feel it.
Amazing.
So I do have one little bit of news. I just found out Creation has released their tickets to the Star Trek Las Vegas. The general admission weekend pass has opened up and they are almost sold out.
What?
I'm like, I guess I better get my tickets. So if you're planning to come to STLV, please go to Creation and get your tickets now.
Wow.
That's a call to action, Amy. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So August.
I know.
We just had August.
Yeah, I know it's already. So
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Huh.
I saw that there was like 110 tickets left. I'm like, no, that can't be for GA. That has to be for like gold because GA is just whoever. So, but they did go on sale. So just.
You know, I've heard interesting things that Vegas is not like tourist wise. It's definitely seen a dip recently. But you can definitely guarantee the Star Trek folks will be making their pilgrimage out there every August.
Absolutely.
And I think that might be the one busy time of year that Vegas can now depend upon no matter what. I will not be going, though, as part of my protest, but that's okay. I will live vicariously through everybody's pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, should we bring in Thad and Christos to hear what they think of the news?
Yeah. What do you buying first, Christos?
Actually, I'm trying to buy my general admission ticket right now. There's 98 left. And I got my hotel down. I'm like, I can't not get a ticket.
Can you imagine?
That would be just set outside the convention, just like, I'm here, but I can't get in.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did pre-order for those nacelle figures. I am a little disappointed to see that they're shipping fourth quarter 2026. Like, I hope they improve on that, because nacelle does a great job, and they've already announced up to figures into wave 4 and 5, but we've yet to even physically get a wave 1 figure delivered.
Yeah.
So I feel like this guy is a lot of talk, and I know he needs to get the hype for the sales, and that's part of the thing. And I know you can even get them on Amazon now. You can pre-order them there. But start delivering them. I have I think I bought Sulu and Captain Garrett like 8 months ago, and I still haven't gotten those. So don't become the next De Novos.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wow, I could never be that patient. Never. No. What ones did you order? I'm very interested.
It's really easy. Kelvin probably could do it for you. But I
Probably
basically
female
ordered
characters.
all the women.
Valeris, T'Pol, Janeway,
Carol Marcus.
Marcus.
I never thought I'd have a Carol Marcus figure, but Star Trek 2 has got a place in my heart, so we'll go for it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. What grabbed you in the news, Thad?
Well, like Christos, I'm in the process of buying my STLV ticket. The nacelle figures for sure. I actually pre-ordered all of Wave 1, and I plan to get all of Wave 2. Because they're really cool figures, and I want them to keep making more of them.
Yeah.
I will say, the delay. Nacelle, they're relatively new to the figure game, but about a year before they started doing orders for the Star Trek figures, they did a Kickstarter for a set of figures for The Expanse. And I ordered 2 of those, and they haven't come yet either.
Oh boy.
So I hope we'll be getting this soon. Wave 2, I did find out there's a local toy store here in the town where I live in that partners with them. So I'm gonna order Wave 2 through them and hopefully save the kind of ridiculous shipping charges.
Oh.
And that is a trick. Wave 1 has been going in and out of stock for pre-order, which I'm not sure how you can go out of stock for a pre-order, but that's a whole other thing, on Amazon. And if you catch them when they are in stock for pre-order on Amazon and you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, I would definitely recommend doing it there, just because I did the math, and when the bundle that I pre-ordered through Nacelle, it's about the cost of an entire figure that I paid in shipping compared to what if I had gotten them on Amazon. But they look amazing. I love all the figures. I love the accessories. I can't wait to get my hands on them maybe someday.
Yeah.
So question then, how much are they running per figure approximately?
About 28 US.
Yeah, just under $30.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Kristin, the accessories are crazy. I mean, they are announcing that there's going to be a Picard from First Contact in Wave 4, where he's, when he's in the ready room and he breaks his ships, and they're including the wall with all the ships is going to be one of his accessories.
Are they broken?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, what they need to do is they need to make them little Lego pieces so you can snap them apart.
Yeah. And they're making Sub Rosa Beverly, so I mean,
yes,
right.
I wonder what that will come with.
Yeah.
Well, we know there'll be a lamp. We know there'll be a lamp, but even season 5, they've already teased that the Wave 5 is going to be all the TNG cast. So,
nice.
So, but like I said, we don't have Wave 1 yet.
I would love to see a Troy from Man of the People.
Ooh.
And maybe there's little masks that you can put on and little wigs as she ages.
Yes.
Yeah. That one outfit that Troy wears.
Just now we have a bank account to support our obsession.
Yeah. So I was going to comment on the Starfleet Academy trailer. I really liked it. I think it looks really slick, and in terms of production, and I think you saw a little bit of this teased where they've built the biggest set in Canada, I guess, basically the biggest standing set at that studio. I am a little concerned that with all the little lovey-dovey stuff with the kitties that they're showing, that is it going to have that CW feel where we're just watching a bunch of teen hormones happening instead of Star Trek? But I'll reserve judgment until we get to see it. But it does look really good, and I think Holly Hunter is going to be one of those fan favorite characters. I think she's gonna go up there with maybe Janeway. I got high hopes for her.
I can't wait to see Paul Giamatti hit the screen in Star Trek. He himself is so excited for this. He loves this franchise. So I think that's going to carry forward about when you get people involved who love it, the quality is higher. So
I mean, he's in Downton Abbey, so when Downton Abbey meets Star Trek, that's two of my favorite fandoms coming together.
There you go. Oh, I love it.
Brilliant. Well, Kristin, thank you so much as always for your news and contributions this week. But I believe you have to leave us now. You have to dash off and continue with the day's preparations.
I do have to dash off and start preparing the feast for today. So my love to everybody and lovely seeing you all, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Christos. Thad, we'll see you a little later too. That was lovely. So, Amy, what have we got next?
All right. So, part of our BQN showcase, we're going to invite Thad to come back on. Now, Thad has been podcasting for a while. You could hear him on Infinite Diversity. So, Thad, welcome to the Viewscreen. This is your first time with us.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So, I am very curious. When did you start podcasting, and why did you feel that this was something that you wanted to show your love of Star Trek?
Well, I mean, as far as Infinite Diversity goes, it was because they invited me to join.
But who? Like, go back. What?
Okay.
Go back with us.
Okay, so originally, the very first time I started podcasting, I one of my best friends, Stuart, and I did a podcast on Stargate, where we were watching all of Stargate SG-1. We only made it through the first 3 seasons before life got in the way. We didn't get to finish, but we also were doing a Voyager podcast called Delta Flyer, not to be confused with the Delta Flyers. We came first, by the way.
Yes.
Garrett Wong has personally apologized because he didn't look to see if there were any similarly named podcasts.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know he did that.
But it's funny because our long dead Facebook page still gets messages for people that don't know that we're not Garrett and Robbie. But and I think we got through the first 2 seasons, and that's sort of like got me like dipped my toe in, and then from there.
What year did you start Delta Flyers?
Delta Flyer we started in 2017.
2017. Okay.
Oh wow, early then. I thought.
And who were you podcasting with? Like what network, or just solo?
Oh no, we were independent.
Independent. Okay.
But from there, I was a guest on a whole bunch of different podcasts. Amy, you had me on Postcards from the Edge.
Yes.
For one of the short treks.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're on. Then I didn't have my own podcast again, and Delta Flyer and Stargate Weekly we ran through, I think, through the beginning of 2019, and then anyway, there were various real life complications, but you know how scheduling can be. But then during the pandemic, my friend Carl and I, Carl Wonders, we started doing License to Spiel, where we started talking about the James Bond movies, basically because we wanted an excuse to hang out virtually during the pandemic. And from there, then that's actually still going. We ran out of James Bond a long time ago, and we're currently doing Columbo, actually, which, you know.
Oh, wow.
No, there's no direct relationship between Bond and Columbo. That's just what we ended up doing. But and then I guess it was early 20. I'm trying to think. What year did Picard season 3 come out?
23, was it?
Yeah, so it was very early 2023. Brandon Shea Mutala reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in joining Infinite Diversity because Justin was leaving. So I came in.
because it was Brandon.
It was Brandon, Justin and Chrissy. From all the way back when they were the Line on that other place.
That's where it came from. I was trying to rack my brain that I'm like, I am going to dig deep because I need to know how this came about.
Yeah,
that was from the Line.
Infinite Diversity started out as the Line,
right?
And then when UFP started, they created Infinite Diversity, and then their title came from the fact that they all had different opinions, so an infinite diversity of opinions. And they had me on as a guest for one of the episodes of early season 4 of Discovery, and unbeknownst to me at the time, that was a trial to see how I did.
Yeah, that's what we would do sneakily behind the scenes.
And then, like a month or so later, they invited me to join. I'm like, sure. So then I joined for the second half of Discovery season 4, and was there for the beginning for Picard. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was 2020. This was a year earlier because it was Picard season 2. I'm sorry, not Picard season 3.
Okay, I thought 3 was a little too late.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, it was because it was. So then shakeups happened like a couple months into me joining the podcast, and then we became BQN, and now it was Chrissy and me, and in order to keep that infinite diversity of opinions, because to be honest, Chrissy and I share a lot of opinions about most things, we decided to change the format now that it was the two of us, and that we have a guest every week, and it's a different guest each week, so that we get a wide range of people talking about all sorts of things. And that's been going since 2022. And I still love it. Chrissy still loves it. We still put out an episode every time there's a new episode of Star Trek. You'll get an Infinite Diversity the following Tuesday, and it's a good time. Listen, we have an extensive back catalog. It's a great thing to. I would say if you want to when you're doing a rewatch, I like to do this sometimes. I'll listen to. Not usually my own podcast, but I'll listen to other people's podcasts about episodes when I'm doing a rewatch, because it's an interesting thing to do. I will be perfectly honest and say that I have never listened to my own episodes of Infinite Diversity other than when I'm editing them.
You don't have time for that.
I have such a backlog of other people's podcasts. I certainly can't.
Quality control. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I listen to the ones I edit, obviously, while I'm editing them, and I trust that Chrissy knows what she's doing when she edits. She's been doing this longer than I have.
Brilliant. So you mentioned you do episode reviews. What are some of the other themes of the shows for people who may not have tuned into Infinite Diversity?
I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, we mostly just do when there's a new episode of Star Trek, we'll do the episode talking about it. Depending on the topics, our episodes can be 40 minutes long. They can be 2.5 hours long. It depends on what the topic is, the conversation. It can get interesting. This was before my time, but I know there was an episode that they did on one of the short treks before I joined, that it was like a 10-minute short trek, and they talked for 2.5 hours. So
wow.
It's sometimes things can get interesting.
So I was wondering, because you cover all the new, but we don't have new Trek like we used to in 2017, and the overlap, that was crazy.
Those years where we had more than 50 episodes, they were a little brutal.
Yep, they were. So
especially when they were doing a couple a week, when Discovery and Picard were overlapping. That was
was a lot of work for us podcasters, that's for sure. Now, but when there's no Star Trek, you are not putting out episodes. Do you feel
not regularly?
Right. How do you feel about that?
Special episodes from time to time, leading up to Strange New Worlds season 3. We knew from the trailer that Trelane was going to be involved. So of course, there was also earlier this year, Star Trek author Peter David passed away. So we did an episode about the book Q Squared, which is about Trelane and the Q, and turned out to be very relevant to the episode.
Yeah.
So we'll do stuff like that. We'll do special episodes. We're planning to do once the the con podcast is finished, we're going to do an episode covering all of that rather than doing individual ones for each one. And we'll do the same thing with Star Trek Scouts. When it wraps up, we'll do an episode for that. We'll get a guest on who has toddlers. And hopefully have some interesting conversation. But yeah, we'll do occasional bonus episodes. We've done book reviews sometimes. But yeah, it's when there is not regular Star Trek, we do not have a regular weekly release, but that can be fun as a podcaster, having the time that you're not rushing to get something out is useful sometimes, because especially for us, because there's the release schedule, the episode will come out on Thursday, like the Star Trek episode will come out on Thursday. We'll record on like a Saturday, and then we'll have to have it edited and out on Tuesday. So it can tight. Be a crunch.
Yeah. And when there's, your weekend and you've got adulting to do,
So yeah, Chrissy and I don't usually mind if we take a couple months off. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's bring in Christos.
We're going to say Christos as well, then, weren't you? So where she's gone.
Now, I know, Christos, you've been on Infinite Diversity quite a few times.
I have. It's a good time. I made the mistake once of going on Infinite Diversity after doing an extra long, what's the TBEV, I think. So it was a long chunk of time to be sitting in this chair podcasting. And I may have overstepped my boundaries with trying to push the host along a little bit. Because it was one of those 2-hour episodes. Lesson to myself, don't podcast too much in one day. It does wear you down.
One thing that I like about your show, Thad, is that you go like sort of scene by scene. It's chronological. Like when we do our All Good Things, we're just hitting on themes, Right. So I love that chronological order that you go through, because you're like, oh, well, this is foreshadowing. Oh, this, and we don't do that as much on All Good Things. So I like that about your format.
Yeah, we don't always stick perfectly to that, obviously, because conversations will go where they go. But yeah, we try to. Chrissy, God bless her, does a very detailed outline for every episode that includes all the bullet points that she wants to discuss, and it's fantastic for keeping us mostly on track.
Brilliant. Well, knowing Chrissy as well and her other passion of history, then you'd expect it.
I don't know what the name of the show was at the time, and it was pre-Thad, but it was they were doing the first episode of Picard, season 1. And I know Justin was still on it then. That's maybe how I knew about the show. But I didn't know who Chrissy was, and I was just hearing her for the first time. And I'm like, this has to be one of the smartest ladies I've ever heard, because she has the voice to go with it. It's that academia voice, But I just like that I started listening after that. I was like just giving it a shot, but it was like, oh, who are these people? And I like what they're talking about.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to say, Christos.
Yeah, no. Chrissy on a regular basis makes me realize that I am not nearly as smart as she is.
Oh, right. She is smart.
Not like in a mean way. I want to specify that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we, just a little hint, we'll be having her come to talk about her show later on this season, though, and it will be her first time with the Viewscreen as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Looking forward to that.
All righty. Well, Thad, thank you so much for telling us all about your amazing podcast. Where can people find you?
Best place to find me is probably on Bluesky. I am at tyrannicus.net. And you can hear me on Infinite Diversity and License to Spiel. That's license spelled with a C like the British do it.
Very good. I approve. Great. Thanks, Thad. Thanks, Christos. We will see you guys a little later in the show. But we're going to take a little break for now.
Call calling all audiophiles and Trekkies. Prepare to boldly go where no podcast listener has gone before with the diverse soundscapes of BQN. We're not just a network, we're a universe of exploration, entertainment, and deep dives into the topics you love. Here's your star map to the sonic adventures awaiting you. Charting the Star Trek cosmos, we have all good things. Embark on a comprehensive journey through the entire Star Trek universe with insightful crew of Amy, Christos, Kelvin, and Kristin. From classic to current, they cover it all. Galaxy Class, Engage. Stephen and Stefan pilots this deep space mission, meticulously covering all aspects of Star Trek The Next Generation. Infinite Diversity. Stay current with the newest Star Trek frontiers alongside Chrissy and Thad. Union Federation. Whether your allegiances lies with Starfleet or the Planetary Union, Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley offer a unified front discussing both current Star Trek and the truly Trek at heart, the Orville. Crack open that book with Peter and the Trek Book Club podcast. Delve into the rich tapestry of Star Trek's beta canon. What's the T-Bab? Christos spills the latest Trek news and fandom insights with an essential LGBTQIA+ perspective, complete with engaging guest interviews. Our visual voyages that you can find on YouTube, as well as a podcast, are Trexperts Quiz. Think you're a Starfleet Academy graduate? Test your knowledge with Davey and MC's challenging Star Trek quiz show. And the Viewscreen. Tune in live on Sundays for your dose of Trek-inspired talk show. Kelvin and Amy host new 8-week seasons each spring and fall. Beyond the final frontier, we have Bargain Bin Gamer. Davey and Mitch, your self-proclaimed gamer guides, lead you to digital treasures, unearthing and reviewing the most affordable video game gems. Cinema Z. Grab your metaphorical popcorn for Mark and Matt's cinematic deep dives, unearthing overlooked films that demand your attention. History with the Zalogis. In order to never repeat it, tune in as Chrissy and Jason deliver bite-sized snippets of historical events from around the globe. And transformational journeys. Lex Rosa explores what it means to embrace authenticity in the face of societal expectations. To unlock deeper levels of engagement, try our patron perks. The Hive Mind is where you can join our random script readings, live reaction shows, and roundtable discussions. And check out our back catalog of It's Green, a verdant cornucopia of topics offering diverse and engaging conversations, and Amy's Math Moments. Discover the subtle and not so subtle mathematical wonders woven into the fabric of Star Trek. You can stay connected to our ever-expanding galaxy of content by following at BQN Podcasts on Instagram, Bluesky, YouTube, and Discord. We appreciate you choosing BQN to fill your auditory needs. Thank you for listening. Assimilate the audio.
Okay, I learned my lesson this week, Amy, and I went for a bathroom break.
I went and did the
I was
same.
not going to do that to myself again. Okay, I am really excited now because this is the time where we get to kick back and relax and have an episode of What's the Tea, Bev within an episode of the Viewscreen. So it's time for us to hand over to Christos and he can give us his show.
Yes.
You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
righty. Christos. I love that intro in part because I feel like I've been there with most of you all the time.
I feel like that intro makes me feel like the Delta Burke of Star Trek, because I feel like my weight just goes up and down from picture to picture and left and right. So I'm like, oh, that was a good year. That was a bad year. That was a good year. That was a bad year.
We all do it to ourselves. We all do it to ourselves. Before we let you take the lead and run your own episode, for the benefit of the listeners and the viewers who have not yet tuned into What's the Tea, Bev, tell us a little bit about the show itself, how it came to be, that kind of stuff.
Well, I guess I can. This all starts with Amy. I think it was like 2018 or 2019, and she was really talking to me about some other network that she used to be on. And I think she even dragged me to a dinner or something like that. And it kind of put the seed in my head that I wanted to podcast. And I think I'd been on Galaxy Class or whatever it was called before that, and then started doing a lot of guest spots here and there. And then it was like, fine, I'm going to do my own show and I'm going to do it my way. And I wanted to do something with a little bit of an LGBTQ plus slant, at least from that perspective, not necessarily everything to do with that, but definitely wanted to be free to look at it through that lens. And so What's the Tea, Bev was born, and had a very active very first and second season. And then I joined All Good Things as a regular, which started taking up a lot more of my time. So doing 2 podcasts a week is a little difficult, but I'm taking advantage of the Viewscreen being on right now and my limited needs to be available for this. So I'm doing 3 episodes, which are already planned for What's the Tea, Bev. The first one I'm actually recording, just finished arranging this with Mr. Matt Harker on Tuesday.
Oh,
I'll probably drop that a few days later. I can announce that Mr. Davey Willett is coming back, and we're just going to have a good old-fashioned tea party, so to speak, and just talk all the trash in Star Trek right now. And I mean, not trash, but you know what I mean, all the gossip, and have a good catch up. Probably talk a lot about where what's happening in the franchise, where it's going, stuff like that. And third off, I'm not going to say who, but I'm pretty sure we have a Star Trek author who's going to be coming on the show. So that'll be a first for me, and I'm looking forward to it. So all to happen within your 8-week run. So look forward to some new episodes of What's the Tea, Bev.
Brilliant. Well, we're glad that we've given you the time to get all of that material together. And we reshed you from All Good Things, and then here we are roping you into the Viewscreen.
I'm telling you, those last few episodes we did of All Good Things prior to the break, if you haven't listened to them, they're pretty good. But we covered some movies and double 2-parters, and so they were big episodes. And I think I had hosting duty on a couple of those, which means we have editing duty too. And that makes for a pretty busy week. So go back and watch. We talked about Endgame and the Wrath of Khan, I think. So
brilliant.
Some of our better work.
Okay, so clearly on What's the Tea, Bev, you need a guest. So how are you going to run your show today, Christos? Over to you.
Well, we've got Thad sitting here on the wings still. And Thad has never been on What's the Tea, Bev, so it's perfect. You 2 have already been on, so we'll see you guys a little bit later. There he is. Hey, Thad, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. So What's the Tea, Bev always starts off with what we call trekking to know you. And I'm starting to hear that pop up on some other podcasts. I hope to think that I coined that phrase, but I don't know. So this is where we get to know a little bit more about Thad's Star Trek fandom, how he got into it, and what some of his specific favorites are. And it's always great for me when I don't know the answers, which I don't believe I know the answers to this. So it makes it more fun. When I get sometimes I've had some very close friends on the show, and it's almost a little boring from the host standpoint because I know my friends well. So it's always great when I'm talking to somebody who, I know, but I don't know you that deep. So, so my favorite question always is, what was your first contact with Star Trek, Thad?
So, I know it was an episode of TNG. I do not know which episode it was, that's lost to the sands of time. But I would have been 6 years old, I think, 6 or possibly 7, and my older sister turned on the TV, and I remember wanting to watch something else, but this was 1990 whatever, and we only had one TV, and she was the older sister, so we got to watch what she wanted, and I remember watching it and like, okay, this is all right. All I remember about it is that Worf was angry, which means that it was like 90% of TNG episodes. But from there, my local, one of the local TV channels here was playing TNG every night at 7 p.m. So I started watching it all the time, and they also were playing TOS at 6 p.m. So I just started watching all of those like at around 6 or 7, just getting into Star Trek, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I've heard so many similar stories. I was just watching the Nacelle Company made that little documentary series. Yeah, I forget what it's called now. I was just watching it yesterday. Anyway,
you're talking about the one with Gates McFadden, right?
Of course, yeah. But those all so for listeners, they just put those all on YouTube, the complete episodes. So if you didn't buy it or find it some other way, it's free on YouTube if you want to watch those. They're really, really good. But they were talking about that business model when TNG came out and how it was packaged together. You got TNG and you got the original series. And that's one of the reasons why so many of us were seeing back-to-back episodes like that. So it's pretty cool to find out the business reason for
the
why
Center Seat. That's what it was called.
Center Seat, yes, exactly. Really good series. I highly recommend it. And like I said, it's on YouTube now after a couple of years. So it's been, probably, 30-some years since TNG. And there's been a million Trek series. What is your favorite Trek series?
My favorite is DS9. I would say it was not when I was a kid. I mean, I did. I started watching DS9 as a kid. I saw a few episodes in season 2. Season 3 is when I started watching it, and I did watch all of it, or most of it anyway, because it was the 90s, and if you didn't catch it when it was on, it was gone.
Missed it.
So I've watched all Star Trek, starting with DS9 season 3. So all of Voyager, all of Enterprise, etc. All of it. When it came on, DS9 as an adult is my absolute favorite. I've gone back and rewatched the whole series many times.
Yeah. A certain friend of ours, I'm not going to give him away because I'm not sure of copyright issues. He recently did this he's upgrading the episodes himself and put them on a Plex. And I was watching some season 1 DS9 remastered into pretty much almost 4K. And I'm just, it looks beautiful. And I kind of wish our friends over there at CBS would get their act together and give DS9
I don't know if we have
Voyager.
I don't know if we have the same friend or a different friend, because there are multiple people doing things like this. But
yes.
I have a friend that has been doing this using the original laser discs, which are better quality than the DVDs. And yeah, it looks fantastic.
We'll talk offline.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite Trek episode? Is it a DS9 episode or is it some?
My go-to answer when people say this, it's actually going to be TNG. Is the drumhead from TNG?
Yeah. We've covered that on All Good Things, and let me just tell you, I don't know if you listen to Trek Politics with Mary Trump, but they just did a little bit of it. They just covered this episode. And
nice!
It's relevant to, of course, today's political landscape and whatnot.
yeah, thank you.
But it's so good for a season 4. It's probably made around 1990, but such a good episode. And Gene Simmons' performance, I think, has a lot to do with that. And Worf being such a sheep in that episode. Another.
And I just love anytime Picard is righteously angry and gets to rant about it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good episode. I mean, and if it's a good episode when it does not feature Beverly Crusher, yet I'm still singing its praises. All right. So favorite movie, and I guess we'll count Section 31. That counts.
I mean, You can count it. It's not going to be my answer.
Be your favorite.
Favorite movie? Probably Star Trek 6.
That's mine too, I think. I go back and forth with Khan and First Contact and Star Trek 6. But yeah, 6 is... I was just listening to the score this morning when I was getting ready. So it's good. So good. And I got my Valaris action figure ordered.
Nice.
Yeah. Such a good movie. All right. Favorite character, I guess, of all time, all Trek.
All Star Trek, favorite character. It's that's a lot harder than any of the other questions, honestly. But I'll probably go with Data.
Nice. I like that. Data's good. I mean, he's been around, we've probably one of the most fleshed out characters we've ever had.
Yes.
In Star
Oh,
Trek,
for
probably.
sure. Ironically fleshed out, given.
Yeah. I know. Pardon the fun. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, between he was featured so much in TNG and the movies, and then in Picard again. I like retro. Sure. I was looking at the chat here. Garrick coming up as a favorite character. I hear that a lot too, especially. A lot of people love Garrick, and I think Kristin was saying just last week he's willing to come back and still do the makeup and everything. So I hope we don't miss that opportunity. That
would be amazing.
Yes. All right. Maybe make it a little bit easier for you. What is your favorite captain? That kind of limits it down a little bit more.
That is very easy. Janeway.
All right. Love me some Janeway. And I'm also looking forward to that Year of Hell figure, Janeway. That's such a good,
hell yes.
Good episode.
To be fair, that is also there are a couple episodes where Janeway gets to be badass in a tank top, because you could also say it's a macrocosm figure.
Yep. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. One of my favorite Janeway episodes is the Omega Directive. I've talked about that before, and I just like how it's fun seeing her finally in some ways it's like a real Starfleet episode because she has this directive, and it's a little bit more Starfleety than most Voyager tends to be. All right. Favorite starship?
That's going to be the refit Constitution class, so the one from the TOS movies.
You mean the one behind me?
Yes, exactly.
It's also my favorite, and apparently Terry Metalis.
It's also my my phone background.
I have had it. Oh, I think it's the same picture.
I think so.
For the art. Yeah, I love the refit. That 5 minutes in the motion picture where they take the tour of it. It's the best. Yeah, all right. Do you have a Star Trek crush, or have you ever?
I'm pretty sure the first person I ever had a crush on was Jadzia Dax.
Yeah, I remember her being. She's such a looker, and I remember when she first came on, I thought she kind of looked like Linda Carter to me when we first met her, and everyone. That's what everyone knows. Like, if you know me, you know my love of Wonder Woman and Linda Carter. So she did remind me that way, and she's such a smart, strong female character that I could see that totally, because smart is sexy. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite uniform?
Yes. Oh, for sure. And it's going to be the First Contact gray and black.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's. In fact, I was even just looking at those, like the Nog figure coming out in that uniform. I was like, they need to go do more figures in that uniform line because it's sharp. I like that. All right. We're blowing through these in a great way. And I'm the last one here. What does Star Trek mean to you? So usually the one people can't answer in 2 seconds.
I mean, well, the banal answer is it's a TV show I really like. But Star Trek shows us humanity can have a good future in which we, to quote Jean-Luc Picard, work to better ourselves, and where we accept everyone the way they are, and it's very much the opposite of the way our world seems to be going at the moment, but it's still there. It still gives us that optimistic future in which we are the best that we can be.
So well put. So well put. And I think you're right. It's so appropriate right now too. And it's kind of in a way like it's something I am leaning into more and more is in a coping mechanism with what's been happening now is to kind of watch Star Trek, and especially some of those better episodes that kind of really, whether it's Measure of a Man or The Drumhead or Ad Astra per Aspera, things like that, that really highlight, what the Star Trek moral is, or morals are. So, all right. Well, congratulations. That was some pretty rapid fire. What's the tea, Bev? We did that pretty fast. So I think I'll call for our main hosts back to come take back over their show.
Oh, back to work.
Oh my gosh. See, Badgie. Oh, mine's at school.
Mine sits on the chair behind me normally, so that's where.
Brilliant. Thad, Christos, thank you so much for that. I particularly loved that there was almost like mini episodes of What's the Tea, Bev taking place in the chat as well. So as you were answering your questions, Thad, the viewers were putting their own favorite characters, captains, uniforms. So thank you to everyone, particularly Peter and Retro Doc as well for your contributions there. That was great. So Christos, did you say when the next What's the Tea, Bev is due to drop? I know you said you've got 3 in production at the moment.
Yeah, so within a week, because we're recording it Tuesday night. I just got decided this morning. So so if I record it Tuesday, it shouldn't take long to edit it. Depends on how floppy we get.
Wonderful. And remind all of the listeners and viewers where they can catch up with What's the Tea, Bev, and indeed yourself as well online. Where can they find you?
Sure. There are, I think, 24 episodes of What's the Tea, Bev already out there. You can find those on YouTube at the What's the Tea, Bev YouTube page. You can find them anywhere you get your audio podcast. So, whether it's Spotify or whether it's Apple, they're out there. If you just want to listen to the audio, the video is kind of the better way to capture it. If you've got that ability to watch it, but I can understand sometimes we do our podcasts in the car. Like I said, you can find me if you want to engage on Instagram at What's the Tea, Bev, and that's also right there in the screen there. You can find me in the BQN Collective on Facebook and the Discord server for BQN. And you can also find me over on that other little podcast called All Good Things with a couple of people who are sitting right here.
I hear it's a very good podcast.
Yeah, it can be.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today, Christos. That was really great fun. Thanks.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Okay, if we could just bring Thad back for a moment, please, David, that would be lovely. Because Thad, just remind everybody where they can find you online as well before we say bye-bye.
And thank you so much for coming on and spending your afternoon with us.
Absolutely. Again, best place to find me is on Bluesky. I don't have the bandwidth to be super active on more than one social media at a time. And I am at tyrannicus.net. You can also, as we've said, listen to me on Infinite Diversity. We are on Bluesky and a couple other places as IDIC Podcast. And obviously wherever you get fine podcasts.
Yes. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, Thad. We'll see you soon. Okay, right. Well, shall we see what we've got on next week, Amy? As we are going. Oh, wow. I forgot then, and I had to do the promo slide. So just to remind myself, it's our cosplay week next week. Yay! So we will be joined by Derek, who is somebody I met in Star Trek Las Vegas only recently. And Derek is a very good tailor who makes his own cosplay uniforms to a very high standard. So we're looking forward to hearing a little bit about the production and what goes into that. And then we are reuniting a couple of very treasured people to us. So we are having Tyler and Madison join us, who regularly cosplay together. And have thrown some very amazing looks together over the years. So we are looking forward to having all of those guys on next week.
Yeah, so if you have never cosplayed, this is a great show because, I mean, they're just amateurs, but what they produce with so little is really amazing. And just the coordination. So please join us next week because it's always fun to cosplay and, dress up.
It's going to be good.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat. It was so great interacting with you, seeing your answers to the questions. It was just great. And we hope to see you next week. I'm lost. So where are we going? What else? Who else are we thanking, Kelvin?
I'll pick us up, Amy. So we also just want to say a massive thank you to people who are part of our family behind the scenes as well. So to Kit and to David, who are in our production team, to help making the show a lot more visible all over social media, and particularly David for making the show run so smoothly as well each and every week. Thank you so much.
Yes. And we would love to hear what you thought of today's episode. And there are many ways you can do that. You can follow us at BQN Podcasts on YouTube, Instagram, Bluesky. We are in our Facebook group, the BQN Collective, and in our Discord server. And those links are in the show notes.
Indeed, they are. So a huge thank you to our Patreon members for your ongoing support of the network and the show. You don't hear commercials on BQN, which is one of Amy's big passions of the network. So it really helps keep our shows coming to you. So thank you for your continued support. And if you would like to help support the network, you can go to patreon.com/BQN.
And if becoming a patron isn't your thing, don't you worry about it. Just please share the episode, talk about it, say, hey, this one was really good. Give us a like and subscribe. We would love to interact with you and just help grow our little community here.
Yeah, give us some free promotion.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we are going to be back next week, same time. We don't have any daylight savings going on this month, right? So
we do at the end of the month here in the UK, but we've got a couple more weeks until we mess with the temporal mechanics.
Yes, it does get messy.
But we will be back same time next week. But for now, it's time to end the transmission. So have a good day, everyone.